more people request me for a job. Yes, we all know that since the beginning of a lockdown in March last year, 20, there have been tremendous loss of jobs at all levels. But I'm sure this too shall pass. Most people at one time or another are faced with the need of finding a job, and so shall all those who have lost their jobs. They are they will be lookout for finding a job while after the lockdown, while the COVID period continues, or even more so after the COVID period. Especially, I would say since March 90 Corona times, when so many have become jobless. Like everything else, my friend, this too shall pass, and the job seekers will have to look for opportunities. So today I thought, being the HR director of the Landmark Towers, the only five-star hotel in Kanpur, I shall talk to you of my experience on major factors to be kept in mind while looking for a job. I title it today's talk, the right way to a right job. First and foremost, I feel, remember that jobs are already available at every salary level, and most this is for a simple reason, because of the constant changing of the labor market, because of the accession, and another reason, newly created jobs all over. There are continuously new jobs are being created, depending upon the requirement, by which people leave at various stages of the job for their personal reasons or whatever other social compulsions. Far too many layoffs, firing. Private sector firing is so easy. A simple pink slip and you are out. Then you have retirements and deaths. All these things I'm telling you, that means there will always be jobs will always be available at all levels at all times. It's a matter of how you search for it, look for it, and how do you reach them. Second thing I feel is the zeroing is one of these jobs should be an organized full-time job in itself. It should not be taken casually. To treat job seeking, anybody who treats job seeking as a kind of unwelcome semi-holiday is not only inefficient, but it is derogatory. Third thing I feel, that you must analyze in one of these job you should be you're looking for. Do it ruthlessly. Analyze your experience and ability without bias, genuinely. I said do it ruthlessly and objectively. This is perhaps the hardest thing. We don't do it. Most people I've come across and interviewed find they have underestimated their potential. So, carrying out an unbiased objective analysis of your strengths and skills and ability is the second most important thing before you get on to the seeking and looking for jobs. Then, fourthly, I would say, then once you have know your potential, describe whether you are now qualified to get full benefit out of it. If not, it may be wise to take courses, some correspondence courses or the evening classes, night schools, whatever, after getting a job, or even go back to school or into the armed services for further training, so that you are fit and your employer feels happy employing you. You got to see that you must always do well to the need of the job. You walk into any market, any showroom, or any shop. There everything available there, but you don't pick up everything. You only pick up, you buy what you take, what you needed. Similarly, all employers, you may have all 100,000 qualities in you. He's not interested. He only looks for his requirement, and he'll take that. With this thought comes the fifth point. I feel is very important, is that write a resume. This is the most important single most tool in any job research. Of those who get job after taking the course, the required training, they are generally better off than those who are not prepared. It is your resume. It's a simply a 1 or 2 page typewritten list of your jobs and skills, prepared in such a way as to advertise everything saleable. It is drawn up in reversed chronological order. That means the most recent experience is listed first. In case the resume are subjected to rigorous group discussions, out of which emerge tight, hard-selling documents with the irrelevancies all eliminated. The most common fault is too much generality in resumes I have seen. As I said, employer wants to know more than that you are a salesman when you are just an order taker in an early line, or did you have to go out and sell hard? Whatever you were successful at, it should be spelled out for him to understand. The resume provides leverage to the job seekers. First, it makes possible a high rate of applications. Strike less time. Less time is wasted filling out application forms. More important, it allows you to set the tone and direction of the interview. You should be something leading, so the employer, the interviewer, are forced to ask questions from your resume what you have listed there. Many of the job seekers emerge from interview with the miserable realization that their strongest points were not even discussed. A great resume prevents all this. It's your fault in filling your resume. The next point, the sixth point, I feel is very important. They study the market very well and the economics of that time. Too many think what they are doing is asking for a job. Actually, they are trying to sell their services. A given quantity of usable energy of a certain quality on which the employers can make a profit. You buy a package at the store, as I said, not as a favor to the clerk, but because you want what's in it. An employer hires you for the same reason. His requirement is always on top, nothing else. Then I feel, seventhly, that know the specific avenues that lead into the labor market. I was reading somewhere in a recent survey, 1,000 employees, unemployed male workers were asked whether they looked for a job. Most gave only these sources: the help wanted ads in the newspaper and the state employment service private employment agencies. That's it. My friend, there is a canvas of things you can do. I call it canvas of plants for the job seekers. Talk to the workers at the quitting time. They will tell you a lot about the company company's hiring practices. Then you have friends and neighbors. Employers puts personal referrals from employee high on their list of supply sources. And you must not ever forget that government is one of the biggest employers in the country. And at any given time, government will have hundred thousands available jobs at any given time. Remember, if you get a job for a man, you are only answering his or her immediate needs, or you are addressing his or her immediate problems. But my conviction says, if you teach him how to get his own job, you help him in a fundamental way. You have given him the pride and security that comes from self-reliance, and that's what I feel, and that's what the aim of this talk today. Thank you very much.